Okay, I just realized I should document this. So I'm making French onion soup. Gonna see a really close buddy of mine tomorrow. I promised him to make him some of this from the old days when I basically flooded an entire city block rather, with the smell of perfecting French onion soup. So there are 4 sweet onions in here, chopped into little strips, and an entire stick of butter, and a undisclosed amount of kosher salt. So it starts right here, and you want to take this on, not so hot. It's just because this is a glass top that I have it a little bit over medium, but medium is fine, even medium low, and you really want to nurse this thing over a long period of time. Alright, not sure if you can see this, it's been a while, but see how when I pull away the onions and stir it, there's kind of this trail that follows, and almost sounds like it's burning the edges. You can also notice there's a lot less water now coming from the onions. That's when you need to start turning down the heat, and it's not uncommon for this part to take a little while. You don't want to heat it up because you'll start actually burning the onions rather than caramelizing it. It's actually a really good, pattern to recognize when making French onion soup, or even just reducing a lot of these vegetables down in any kind of soup to begin with, is when you're pulling whatever you're cooking away and you see these trails, see that little line there? And that starts to bubble even. I actually already turned down the heat. See? So take a look out for that. Slow down the heat process so you don't actually burn what you're trying to caramelize, and keep going. I've been nursing this for a long time, even took a walk, but I wanted to show you right there. See that little piece? It's a little darker. That is the starting of the beginning of the caramelization process right here too. This little guy, this patch. So this is what you want. You don't want, you want stuff to stick at the bottom here. Otherwise, you might, you risk burning these onions. You want them to really kind of caramelize on their own. You can see, just even that piece right there, that probably a little stuck. No, it's actually fine. But you see, these pieces are starting to truly caramelize quite quickly. So you have to watch your heat. Make sure, you might have to adjust it up and down, stir it quite frequently, set a timer, and really tend to your onions so you'll get the best result. You can see it's getting darker. So I pushed all the onions to the edge just to show you, how much they reduce and how brown they get with the caramelization process. And believe it or not, we have a ways to go. Is ultimately what we're looking for. Those are 4 Mayan sweet onions caramelized to obliteration. And that's what's going to make French onion soup taste amazing. Alright, at this point I've just added a couple of cans of beef stock and 1 part, 2 to 1 beef to chicken. And I added just a little bit more salt, some herbs in there. You can just do it to taste. And I'm just going to bring this up to a boil. And then there's one more final step that I make that, while it's not 100% French style, it's just something that I think makes the entire soup taste that much better. Okay, so the soup's boiling. I already did 1 batch of this, and my secret little method here is adding a little bit of cornstarch and water, actually, to thicken it up just a little tiny bit. So I'll just get that in there. Maybe a little more than that. Not that much. I just mix it with my fingers. So once it's all pasted in there, just dump it in, and then very quickly stir it all the way in there so it doesn't clump up. The other thing that I like to add sometimes is some sugar, as well as some soy sauce, just to help with the color. And again, I know that's not very, pure and authentic, not 100% French and whatnot, but personally, I think the flavor comes out really nicely. You have the option of flambeing it with some brandy, cognac, or whiskey. If you're doing it with whiskey, I would prefer bourbon or Tennessee, not Scotch, because you'll get that malt in there and that's not going to taste any good. But yeah, that's about it. So this is going to be French onion soup. We'll let it settle a little bit and enjoy myself.